The Welcoming All Babies project was a project that we, meaning the leaders of Thrive, had a conversation about because we wanted to make sure that all parents of color in our community felt welcomed. A big push behind this project was about equity. We want families to feel as though they have access to services that are culturally sensitive. We want them to feel like we've listened and heard what they are saying and aren't just going to ignore it and keep going the way things have been, but we want to make change. Some of what we heard from the families about their experience around childbirth was that they often felt alone or they were concerned about the information they were being told.
The issues, at least for me and also from what has been identified, is just lack of awareness. So people who are providing services are not aware that things are not including everybody. And then those who are not receiving services properly also are not aware what they can do to make their voices heard.
I worked in North Minneapolis for 11 years, and that's the first time I became aware of this issue among BIPOC maternity issues. And when I took a job at Century Care, I found out that more of those issues also relate in this community, especially with the immigrant women living in central Minnesota.
I decided to participate in the project because I think there are voices that we need to hear, and the Hispanic community is kind of behind the scenes and nobody really knows the important work we are doing in the area.
A veces los profesionales de la salud se cuidan mucho porque al no conocer nuestras culturas, por ejemplo, una palabra para mí significa una cosa y quizá aquí en los Estados Unidos significa otra. Y si una enfermera entra en un conversatorio quizá amigable con un paciente, puede suceder de que le diga algo sin mala intención y esa persona lo interprete mal y ya se ve como racismo o otro trato diferente hacia la persona por ser latino.
I think we need to hear what people are saying, we need to understand their experience, and we need to be open to hearing that sometimes we've got it wrong. And sometimes our lack of understanding might have led to us pushing to do things in a certain way, when in reality we might have all had the same goals in mind, but didn't necessarily know it at the time.
Some of the things that the women said they wish they had known or they wish they had help with during their pregnancy or post their pregnancy, the resources that already exist in the community, but it's just lack of awareness where to find those things. And another takeaway is how we practice healthcare. It should be a unique approach. It's not a one-size-fits-all. I know healthcare typically goes into evidence-based practice, which is really good, but at the same time, most evidence-based practices doesn't cover all demographic or all races. So we should do our best to approach it as a unique issue. Every woman's pregnancy is different. I've had multiple pregnancies and each of them were different. So each pregnancy should be looked at from that lens.
I think if you take a look at any of the research that's out there, you will see that there is a strong dominance for finding out the stories and the experiences of our Caucasian families. And I think it has been safe for them to share their stories. And so the stories of our families of color, especially in a community that has gone through a lot of cultural change, I think that we need to slow down and hear those stories and create safety to hear everybody's story.
Some of the things that came out of the report also was the fact that patients would like to see representation. So that's usually a huge one. If you work somewhere, you're the only person that looks like you, it turns to be demoralizing. And patients echoed that several times. It would be nice to see a nurse who looks like me, because it's not just a preference issue. It's more like you can relate to that person and they come from the same culture as you come from, and there's that element of cultural competency or understanding that goes on with that.
Debe haber más inclusión. Creo que de parte del sistema médico debe haber más acercamiento a lo que es la persona de color. Pero no es tanto, pero sí debe haber un poco más de acercamiento para desactivar esa aligerancia que hay y ese miedo.
So we've already started having some conversations with some of our local medical systems, but we're also starting to have conversations with the colleges that have like nursing programs and therapy programs, so that we can start talking with students and help them understand and hear some of the narratives and hear some of the experiences from families.
I hope that this will improve healthcare and this project will be widely circulated. Listen to what our patients are telling us. We need to start listening to them. We need to start hearing them. It's true, we need the professional, the doctors who have gone through all this education to guide us, but it's a totally different experience when the doctor listens to their patients and incorporate their ideas as part of the care plan.
I have hope that all organizations or all businesses or everybody will think that they want to change to make sure that everybody is included in our community.
We are all part of one community. It is not like we are the Hispanics, one community, the Caucasians, another community, the Afro-Americans, another community, and the Somalis, another community. But we are all sharing this space in central Minnesota.
This will take baby steps, one little change at a time, but we're dedicated to sticking through it.